Hey guys, welcome back to Crypto. In today's content now we'll talk about BTC. We'll take a look at BTC on short to medium term time frame and all that good stuff, and what type of price action we could be anticipating closing the first month of the second quarter and all that good stuff. Okay, so by the way, the price of BTC right now, it is just about like a $60,600, right, give or take. So basically, as I just said, we're going to talk about BTC for the short to medium term time frame, the weekly and low and all that good stuff. Okay, so when we take a look at BTC on a 3D basis, right, we're going to start with the 3D basis, and the first indicator we're going to talk about going to be our 3D RSI. Okay, so what we said back in March, okay, a few weeks ago, when BTC was just about like a 70k, we said, okay, the market is bullish. However, the 3D time frame is extended, right, in terms of like indicators, right, RSI and MACD, right. So the RSI was overextended right here, even though everything was looking bullish. So what we were saying was like BTC likes to most of the time creates these type of double bottom on the RSI, meaning like you're going to get a nice bull run, right? Let's say we pumped from 40k, as we said, when BTC was around 40k. Most people were waiting for like the weekly 21, saying like they're gonna wait for 36, 37k. We said, in our premium group, we said 40k on average is good, okay, because we just hit the 3D. On the 3D, we just hit our support level on the RSI, right? So accumulate right there, our target was like 57 to a 58k, and we even pump all the way up to 70k, right? So as soon as we started to get the overbought, as soon as we started to get to the overbought territory right here, we started to be skeptical about a potential sideways correction and all that good stuff, right? So the range of accumulation, once again, it is around the 60k area, and it coincided with the 3D RSI retesting the same exact level we started accumulating right here around 40k. So the 60k right now has become what? Our 40k area. So as long as BTC bulls can maintain a solid ground above 60k, not breaking below 6k, especially by the end of the month, we don't want to basically be closing below 60k in April. I'm gonna basically make another video for the macro view and all that good stuff, okay, before the end of the month, right? Because it is quite important not to close below 60k for April, because it'll create some FOMO to the downside for the bears. They're going to be coming out and calling for like 5k, 10k, 3k, 1k and all that good stuff, right? So basically, on a 3D basis, if I just want to cut it short, BTC is looking extremely good, okay? In terms of like a moving average, we talked about it before, okay? Our primary support throughout the bull market over the next like a 12 month, right? The primary one going to be the 3D 21, the secondary support going to be the weekly 21, and finally the tertiary support going to be the monthly 21, okay? So the weekly 21, as of now, it is not of interest. It is right around like a 56, which is slightly below the 60k area, right? And if you look to your left, you can see like the 60k area right here was our bull market resistance back in 2021, okay? So over the next like a few weeks, depending on the volatility, the weekly 21 EMA most likely going to be joining the party. So it could be intercepting any dips, right? And price action could be finding a big support right here, okay? If it breaks below it, I would like to see like, let's say 2 to 3 weeks of consolidation below the weekly 21 EMA before we say, the trend is reversing to the downside and all that good stuff. But as of now, BTC is looking very, very good on a macro basis, especially after the halving. Okay, we know, after the halving, especially 12 months after the halving, that's when we're going to get our first big crash. Okay, I just don't have time in this video to go through all that details and all that good stuff. But if you've been following our channel, we said it a long time ago, back in November 2022, right here, we said you have to be ready, okay, 16 to 18 months before the halving. You don't want to wait till the halving time to be buying BTC. Okay, you don't want to wait till the halving time to be buying BTC, because price could be overly extended, let's say 100 to 200%. Yes, I did not expect it price to be, let's say 300%, 4x from the bottom by the halving time, but at least we were ready for these type of scenarios. Okay, buying 12 months after the bull market peak, which is basically your bear market bottom, and be ready for the following 18 months to be to be basically accumulating alt, because after the halving, that's when alt going to be going crazy. We've seen it in 2020 right here. After the halving right here, that's when alt started to go crazy, like let's say late May, 3 weeks after the halving. And right now, let's say within like 3 days after the halving, so within the next like a couple of weeks, we should see or potentially see like alt season starting to show some fireworks for the next like a 12 month. Once again, most of these alt and even BTC not going to be pushing to the upside in a vertical line. We do not want BTC to give us a vertical and parabolic move over the next like a 12 month. We want to see some bearishness on the monthly time frame, 1 to 3 month consolidation, just like what happened back in 2020 right here. You can see like, after the final dump, right, COVID right here, we had a, let's say 1-2 right bearish monthly cycle, right, in a 12-month cycle, right? So because we picked in April 2021 and the COVID was like in March 2020, so in a 12-month cycle we only had what, 2 bearish monthly cycle. The first one was in June 2020 and the second one was like in September 2020, right? So now you can see like after our wave 2 right there, right, the completion of our wave 2, that is our first potential bearish monthly cycle, right? And we could get another 3 or even 4 month bullish cycle before we even see another bearish monthly cycle, right? So I don't want to talk about the macro. I just wanted to keep it short on the, regarding BTC on the low degree, 3D and weekly time frame and all that good stuff. The 3D looks good. The 3D MACD, right, we haven't talked about it. It is negative. Okay, so it is telling us like consolidation, it is still ongoing, right? However, if you're waiting for price action to basically flip positive right here, if you're waiting for basically the MACD to flip positive, right, price action could be way above 70k, because the separation right here is kind of big. Okay, however, if the consolidation lasts longer, right, and then it does something like that and price action basically even consolidate longer over the next like a couple of months, yes, you could even be getting a very explosive move even before we break out above 72k and all that good stuff. So it all depends, what type of a correction, right, we're going to get over the next like a couple of months, right, and all that good stuff. I don't think we will break out all of a sudden above like a 75k over the next like a 5 days and all that good stuff, because I think like the monthly time frame could be very boring going into May, right? And May, if we don't get high volume, high volatility, we could be moving sideways also between 70k to 60k, give or take, or you could say 60k to 75k, depending on if we're going to be putting some new all-time high, right? Or if the if the correction ended up basically printing something new, which is going to be a potential, like let's say wedge pattern, we could be in a wedge pattern till basically even June or July. You just don't know, right? But one thing we just don't want to do is like close below 60k, right, before May. We don't want to close below 60k, in April, basically. Okay, we can retest 60k and all that good stuff, or even 58, who cares, right? But we just don't want to close below 60k, right, for the month of April. That'll look very, very bad, right? So I'm gonna make another video regarding the monthly closing and all that good stuff before the before the end of the month and all that good stuff. Okay, so if we take a look at it on the daily really quickly, right? So the daily, what we need on the daily, we got to get a positive MACD on the daily. So if we don't get a positive MACD on the daily, we highly, it is going to be highly probable we won't get a 3D MACD, a positive 3D MACD. You see what I'm saying? So got to watch our daily MACD right here to cross positive, and I wouldn't be expecting a divergence and all that good stuff, right? Because it is a flat correction already, so you might not necessarily going to get a divergence right here. But if it does, right, let's say we cross positive and do something like that, it could basically create that wedge pattern we just discussed, right? On you know, let's say the wedge pattern we just discussed right here, something like that. Okay, so it all depends once again how bulls going to be reacting over the next like a few days. In terms of RSI, the daily RSI looks pretty good, just broke out above the trend line resistance, right? So we could potentially be seeing some fireworks if we stay above the, you know, above the 50 range on the RSI. Right now it is somewhere around like a 51, 52, give or take. Okay, so if we can stay above this level, right, we could just go ballistic, right? So just have to be patient, right? On the macro basis, everything looks good. On short to medium term, things are basically consolidating, so we could see some fireworks.